here's the thing. I always just wanted to walk my right aligned path, and I wanted to share with others, you were born for a reason and a purpose. You have identity that you get to walk forward in, and you get to find what that is and live your destiny, basically. And then everything that should go with that will come along, and you don't even have to worry about it as you set your sights on walking the right path. That's how I used to teach it. Right now, I say only set your sights on Jesus. In him you'll have everything, because Acts 17:28 says, in him you live and move and breathe and have your being. And in Matthew it says that when you seek first the kingdom, all these other things will be added to you. And in John chapter 15, roughly verse 4 through 15, I believe it is, says he's the vine and we are the branches, and when we abide in him and him in us, we can ask for anything we wish in his name and it will be given to us. And it also says in that same passage that without him we can do nothing. So you got to set your sights, and all the things that are meant to be there in your life, they will come along. The counterfeit that I taught, though, was basically set your sights on your goals, dreams, desires, and self. And I would teach, like, don't worry about where the money's going to come from. And I was kind of like, I had it so right, but so wrong at the same time, because it's true that you shouldn't be worrying about where the money's going to come from or the so-called results or anything like that. So I always taught that. I was like, this is the secret, guys. It's only money, honey. Like, you don't even need to try and make it happen. You just do what you were born to do, like create and go to the flow and pull through the things and share the things and expect that outcome, and it will happen. And that's worldly manifestation. And of course it can work, because every human with a voice, which is every human, however they use that voice, whether through the mouth or otherwise, has the ability to use their words, thoughts as a decree. Life and death is in the power of the tongue, Proverbs 18:21. And he or she who eats of it will love it, meaning like whatever you say is what you love, and it shows the treasure of your heart, and it's what's going to occur. The question is, what's behind the door? Kingdom of darkness, death and destruction, or the Spirit of God and the, full inheritance of heaven, and the inheritance that we have in Jesus. So I had it kind of like really right and really wrong. And I was here to teach being on your right path, original design, like following the your original design. And the bit that I was missing is, we can't do that. I can't do that. I cannot do that. I cannot follow my right aligned path. I cannot walk forward in my right destiny. I cannot be in right identity in any way, shape or form. It's not possible. I can't do that. God in me can do that when I submit, surrender and say yes, but I can't do that. So because I couldn't do that, but I spent decades seeking to do that and purporting to do that and really believing that I was doing that for a decent period of the time, but it was like a lingering disease that grew over time. Maybe some of you can relate. I kind of stayed in that deception for a lot longer than was needed, because I couldn't figure out what was wrong. And I was turning in circles endlessly trying to figure out what was I missing, because I knew I was like loosely teaching what I meant to teach, but I didn't realize I had the wrong spirit behind it. I did not realize how far I was down that path of death and destruction. I just didn't. Or maybe I knew in my spirit, I guess, but I was blinded. I was blind and now I can see. And the thing is though, for those of us, if this is you, if you're here to teach or to live right path alignment, you want to walk forward in the identity that you're born to be in. If you don't have Jesus in you and you're not being led by the Holy Spirit, so you can be Christian, you can be saved, you can have accepted Jesus, but you could still be living by your flesh and you haven't submitted and surrendered your will and way to the Lord, and you're not living a life led by the Holy Spirit, then what will happen is there will be this lingering dis-ease that builds up over time, because you're simultaneously trying to live a life and purporting to live a life around alignment and purpose and whatnot. But at the same time, every single day that passes where you're not submitted and surrendered to God and his will for you is coming through you, you'll become increasingly more aware of the fact that this ain't it. Like, this is not it. This is not the right path. This is not my right design. This is not who I'm meant to be. You can't ignore it. It just grows over time. You can paint a bow on it. You can put any filter you like on it. You can still make a lot of money and even impact of some kind. I would argue that if you're doing work without God behind it, it's just, it's not possible that it's the work you're meant to do. By definition, it's not possible. So I would argue that it's not really of any good at all, even though it might appear to be, and that might feel like a harsh statement. But if you understand what dead works is, then biblically you understand, right? It's pointless. It's dead work. It's just nothing. It's nothing beyond this earthly realm. It's not what you came here for either. Maybe it's a counterfeit of it. Awesome, right? Who wants the fake thing?